Hello everyone, I'm back again with another video and happy Valentine's Day to all of you. I'm sending you much love, much love. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Okay, so in this video, I thought I would pull out the gel press plates. I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to play with the gel press plates. They have, like you can see, there's a smaller I think it's a 6x6 circle, and then a 4x6 square, which I'm going to love, especially for making tags and things. I would try some different textures using the acrylic paints again, and then maybe dive into some distress oxides and see how all of that works. So let's dive in to do some gel press fun. I thought I'd start with these paper bags. I have just a standard lunch bag and then the white paper sack there. And just want to show you a little bit more as far as the gel press plates that I received. I mean, gel press plates are mainly used for backgrounds. So here's like one of the Carabelle texture plates, and that is one of my latest designs. I love this design. I really like the way this one turned out. But anyway, I plan on using this one just to kind of see how it works, and I have all these other amazing Carabelle texture plates that I want to try to work with as well. So anyway, I'm showing you these beautiful Carabelle texture plates done by Anna, Azeline, Brigitte. They all do these amazing background designs. They're just beautiful. Now I have to show you all these fabulous gel press plates here. Okay, so there's the larger 8x10 square plate, and then this is, I think this is an 8-inch round, and then this is a 6-inch round, and then we have the 5x7 and then the 4-inch round. So lots of different sizes to work with there. And these are, I'm so excited about these, the sets of 3 in the different shapes. So, you know, you have the, I don't know, the quotation type shape, heart, lips, mustache, diamond, this eye shape. I mean, there's going to be so many different things, different ways of creating really cool backgrounds with these. And I am just, I'm so excited to just start experimenting with these. There's the basic shapes, the square, the triangle, arrow, a coffee mug. I love coffee themed stuff. I'm going to have fun with that one. And so, yeah, I plan on using quite a few of these. Time to play with gel press plates and create backgrounds. I know that Kate Crane, she does amazing backgrounds with these. Anna, another amazing artist with Carabelle, that she just creates beautiful, beautiful backgrounds, and you can find some of those on YouTube. I'll link some of those in the video below so you can check out some of their videos. They're much more experienced than I am. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I have my standard paper lunch sack here, and I think I'm going to want to use the 5x7 size of the gel press plate. So when you open these for the first time, there's a few things to keep in mind. And when you pull it out, you're going to see that there's these 2 plastic sheets covering them. And you can just take these and use them for another craft project or toss them aside, but you do not want to put them back on the plate when you're done with them and you go to store it back in the plastic container, because it will create bubbles in your gel press plate, and those bubbles will be permanent markings in all of your prints that you end up making with it. So very important that you do not put those back on the gel press plate when you're done with it. Okay, and then the other thing that you're going to need is you will need a brayer. And I'm going to just pick out some pretty neutral acrylic paint colors. I wanted to do something more vintage looking, so I'm going to grab a lot of brown tones and just a variety, you know, everything from like raw sienna, gold, black, burnt umber, the bleached titanium or an ivory flesh tone, just to again, to create kind of a vintage looking sort of background, and I'm thinking I just want muted colors. I think I might add in just a little blue too, just to give a little pop of color. Okay, so I know from the little bit that I watched Anna do this last year in a class. I remember her saying, you just need a little bit of paint. You don't need too much paint. Oh, look at, there I am, everybody. You can see my reflection in the gel plate. Hello. Okay, so yeah, I'm just putting these little drops of paint, and again, you don't need that much. And I'm just randomly putting the paint colors on here. And so the colors I'm using are the blue, and I think I'm going to use gold and maybe a little bit of the raw umber color just to kind of mute things real nicely. And then I think just some of the raw sienna just to give it a little more color. I don't know how this is all going to turn out, because you're going to take your brayer and you're going to be blending all these paint colors together. So I don't know, probably get some sort of greenish, bluish color shade. And then what I'm doing is I'm getting my texture plate ready. And don't forget, I have my container of water off to the side so I can rinse all this off right after I get done using it. So I'm just going to take and, with my brayer, I guess, create either some sort of pattern with the paint, or I know you want to have it spread on your gel plate pretty good, and you don't want a real thick layer of it on there. You want a pretty thin layer of paint. And then I'm going to take my texture plate, and I think I'm going to start with my postcard design. I'm really just excited to see how this is going to look when I have it pressed down onto the paper bag. We'll see. And then, yeah, you just take, and I think you just kind of just press it down, apply a little pressure down onto your gel plate. And I think you probably use your brayer too and go over it with your brayer. And you can see the pattern that the gel plate picked up from the texture plate. And I'm going to set my texture plate into that tub of water just so it can soak there, and it won't be so hard to get the paint off my texture plate. Okay, and so I'm just going to lay my paper bag down onto my gel plate and then take my brayer and just make sure that, with not overly firm pressure, but just enough pressure to make sure that I feel that the texture is being picked up onto my paper bag there. So I'm doing kind of a medium sort of pressure. I can't wait to see how this turns out. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you know what? I think it's pretty cool. I think that is pretty cool. I love it. And you can see the gold tones that kind of came through, and the blue and the little bit of rust. And then that's kind of what I was going for, was more of a masculine sort of muted vintage sort of background. I really like the way that it picked up on the texture plate. You can see the moths, and you could see the script. I really like it. I mean, for it being like one of my first times doing this on a paper bag, I think it's cool. Yeah, so let's do some more layers here. I think what I'm going to do is turn on some music and let you just all kind of kick back and watch. I think what I'm going to do next is take the 4-inch circle and add in some white. So yeah, enjoy.
Was nothing for me in this world, but there I stood and I was done. You and I know what goes around.
Okay, so here is my first attempt at gel pressing, and I can't even tell you how much fun it was. So I intentionally wanted a white space in the center of the bag because as I was going along, I kind of got this idea in my head of wanting to put something there in the center, maybe like one of Tim Holtz's paper dolls or something. So I thought I'd have that white space there, but I love the texture. I love the variation of the colors. I am just totally loving it. And yeah, I want to do more. Oh, I'm going to get addicted to this. I just know I am. So I think I want to do just one more shape, kind of have something go into where that circle is. And again, I stayed in those color ranges that I showed you, the blue and the burnt sienna, burnt umber, and all of that. So what I'm going to do is take the oval, I think, and have it go into that white circle a little bit just to kind of tie everything in, because I have that arrow coming down into that white circle. And I think I kind of like things in threes. So, when I group things. So I think I'm going to take the oval and maybe do that dark blue and introduce that into that circle just a little bit. Now I did apply probably way too much paint, but that's okay because I don't mind if I pick up the texture of the paint, in that oval shape. It might be kind of an added cool texture, and I really like it. I like the actual it's an imperfect oval shape, and that's really kind of what I wanted. So yeah, I really like this so far. Okay, so I'm going to work on the white bag now, and this time I want to try Distress Oxides. Now, I have never used the gel press or the texture plates using Distress Oxides, so this is a first. And I thought I would go with more feminine, cooler colors, purples, maybe add in some pinks, those kind of tones. And yeah, as far as the texture plates I'll be using, I think I'll try my design again just because I want to see how it works with the Distress Oxide, and then I might do some other textures as well. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead, put on some more music, and again, the technique will be the same as with the paint. And yeah, I hope you all enjoy, and I'll be back.
To everything that we want, but Just another day to be with ya, with ya. Baby, there's no plan for the wicked. Darker are the days for the bitter ones. Baby, I'm just happy to be with ya, to be with ya. Baby, there's no plan for the wicked. There is no goal for the longing heart. Just another day to be with ya. When everything ends, it's a brand new start. Baby, there's no plan for the wicked. Darker are the days for the bitter ones. Baby, I'm just happy to be with ya. Ooh, there's no plan for the wicked. Ooh, there's no plan for the wicked.
Okay, so I have my white paper bag done, and I did discover that as I kept adding layers, I pressed against the edge of the gel plate, and then I have that purple kind of border going in the center, but it was looking really pretty until I did that. So I just feel like with these backgrounds, it's really hard to do what you would say would be a mistake. And so this is, a learning process for me. It's my first time that I've used these smaller gel plates and distress oxides. And so, I'm just having fun. And I think what I'm going to do is take the oval, that small oval gel plate, and add some white acrylic paint and just kind of create two white frames and soften that purple, border that I had going in the center of my bag, and just kind of go from there and see what we create here. I think the main thing is don't try to be too perfect, and just kind of embrace it all and just have fun. I'm having a blast. I don't know if you guys are having as much fun watching me, but I'm having a blast. And I think my fingers kind of speak for that, because look, they never get this grungy. So yeah, I'll have to make sure that Anna sees my fingers, because when we were at Creativation last year, she could not believe I didn't have I had no ink on me. I was working with watercolor inks. I had nothing in my fingernails, nothing, and she just couldn't believe it. So she will not believe, she will not believe how grungy my hands are. And she'll know I was having just way too much fun. So what I'm going to do here is I think I'm just going to do another oval and place it kind of in that first one there and create two kind of distressed oval frames is what I'm thinking. I kind of have an idea now of what I might want to do, and I thought that I would take Tim Holtz's paper dolls and see if I can work them on those ovals somehow, and just something simple and something just to kind of create more of a focal point with my background there. So here it is. I think I'm going to call that done. I have my two backgrounds for my paper bags, and now what I want to do is take them and add again my objects or elements that I want to layer on top of my backgrounds. So I have some Tim Holtz journal cards here and some ephemera, and I do carry these at my store. I'll have the listings down below, and I really like these. I mean, I have some cabinet cards that I was planning on scanning, but I don't have them scanned yet. Beautiful, beautiful cabinet cards that, again, I paid a pretty penny for them, and I was looking for particular ones. And in the meantime, I figured I'll use these because these are really wonderful and they're nice and substantial. So I'm just going to kind of look through here and see what I might want to work with. This guy, I think this guy would look kind of cool. Hey, you could do like a Sherlock Holmes theme. You could have Sherlock with Watson down there at the bottom. I'm not sure if that's what I'm going to do, but it's an idea. And again, I just want to do something kind of simple just to layer on top of my background. I don't want to cover up my entire background because that was the beauty of what I just did, in creating these gorgeous backgrounds. So I want to keep it pretty simple and minimal. And now I just want to figure out what I'm going to put on this other one. So I think what I might do is I'll kind of work over on this one with the guy, and I'm going to take the Carabelle clock stamp. I mean, you could use any sort of clock stamp or texture stamp, but I'm going to use this one by Carabelle. And I think, for some reason, it seems like when you have one of Tim Holtz's guys, you have to have the clocks, right? So I'm just going to see how this looks here. Okay, so I got a little bit onto the background onto my background, and that's okay. I think what I'm going to do though is I'm going to fussy cut out that larger clock. When I pushed down on the stamp, as you can see, I didn't get a perfect impression, but I don't think that's really going to make that much of a difference. And then I'm just going to distress it with some vintage photo distress oxide. Now, one of the things that I did that you can't see is I stamped on some muslin again just to see if I might want to incorporate that, but I'm not sure at this point. It might be something that I don't really end up using because, again, I wanted to kind of I want to be able to see my background, all that work that I did in creating those backgrounds, so I don't want to really cover it all up. As I look at this, I kind of see to the left, it looks like that blue, where I did that blue oval, it kind of looks like his arm's coming down. So I'm going to kind of play with that a little bit. Now, I don't know if these markers are going to work over the acrylic paint. Probably not. They're alcohol ink markers. It might just be, might just mess my markers up, but we'll see here. I'm thinking I might have to go and grab some of my acrylic paint. I'm thinking that might work a little better, but I think I'm just going to kind of draw from that oval what will appear to be his arm, and then maybe take and just, real loosely paint in some more of the brown with his jacket and have that come down a little bit just to kind of give the illusion and have it all kind of blend in more into that background. And this is kind of how, when I do my sketches and I do real kind of scribbly lines, when I sketch, I end up seeing things within those scribbles, and that actually helps me create art. So I used to be one of those that try to do everything with perfect lines. Being self-taught, you have to learn everything the hard way. And then I realized that no, it's really messy when I do my sketches, really messy, real loose, and nothing's perfect. Nothing's even close to perfect. And this is kind of what you'll see here. I'm just gonna real loosely paint in some of the brown and just, again, create this illusion that he has his jacket coming down onto the paper bag there, with some of the blue hues, and just kind of have it, play with your eye a little bit. And again, I'm not trying to, do anything where it looks perfect. I just kind of just trying to create that little bit of illusion and just kind of matching some of the color tones that are up on, from Tim Holtz's paper doll there. I think that looks kind of cool. So I'm just going to kind of keep playing with it a little bit, adding some highlights with white, and I don't want to get too carried away here. I'm not trying to go for any sort of photo realism. I'm just trying to get a little definition there is all. And I think it's looking really cool. Like I said, I think I'm going to become pretty addicted to using the gel press plates, and I would love to hear what you guys think of this, and if any of you have even used the gel press plates, I would love to hear, maybe you do certain things, or certain techniques that are really fun to try. I'd love to try this on fabric, not my jeans. It didn't work that great on my jeans, but maybe like muslin. I think it might be a lot of fun to try the texture plates and gel plates on some fabric, on muslin. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of finish up there on his jacket, and then I think I'm going to use one of Tim Holtz's clock dies, and then create a clock die cut that I'm going to put behind him right where that white circle is, just to kind of add a little more to that area, have it tie in with the background a little more. All right, I really like the way that this is, turning out. And I think I'm going to just add in some text. I always like to add in text, whether it be to a tag or card or some sort of mixed media project. I love adding in text. So I'm just going to tear some of this dictionary page and just kind of work with this and see, where I might want to put it. You guys, if you hear some snoring, that is my Chihuahua. He's on my lap and he's asleep and he's just snoring away. Oh. For being such a tiny dog, he really can snore quite loudly. I am thinking that I might want to actually place this right across where I started painting with his jacket, and there's kind of that line there, and maybe just use this little bit of text to cover that section up. And I like how I grabbed the word gentleman, so I didn't know if y'all caught that, but I thought that kind of tied in really nice. And then I have one of Tim Holtz's little sentiments there, embrace the journey, and then some muslin, just a piece that I had from, where I stamped that it said art. I just took and tore off a little piece of that for underneath embrace the journey. And now I'm just trying to figure out, if I want to add anything else. It just seems like it's missing something. So again, I didn't want to cover up everything, but it just feels like it's missing something. And then, I was going to do the clock die cut, and I do think that will add a lot. So this is the die that I'm using from Tim Holtz, Sizzix and Tim Holtz. And I think I'm just going to take that die cut and place it behind him. And I think that's just going to kind of bring everything in, to kind of tie it all together. And way better. I love it. I love it. And, I'm not sure how I'm going to use this paper bag. I'm pretty sure, knowing me, I'm going to use it in a journal somewhere. I think actually what I might do is I might cut that right side and open it up and create another little paper bag journal booklet. And this I might incorporate in with the other video that I'm working on. I think that would be really cool. So I think I might do that. I'm just kind of messing around thinking with the clock handle there, thinking, oh, I could give him a mustache. Just trying to be creative. I don't know. That's probably not going to work, but he could just have one really long mustache there. No, I don't think so. The clock, if the clock was actually over further and it seemed like the handle should go there, I'd probably do that. But no, it needs to go behind him. So I'm just going to take and can't get over the mustache thing. I'm having way too much fun here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start gluing things down. And I might want to add a few, I don't know. I might want to add just one more thing. I'm not sure, but I'm going to glue what I have here so far. I'm going to glue everything down because I really like the way that looks. And we'll just kind of kind of think about if I want to do anything more with this. Now I decided that I want to use the foam squares because I want it to lift up. I want to give that 3D dimension, especially with clocks. I think it looks really cool to do more of a 3D type effect. And so I'm going to put a foam square behind the stamped clock, and then I'm going to glue the die cut down onto the page, and the clock handles I'm going to glue down as well. And then I think I'll put another foam square behind the guy and just have him lift up from where the die cut clock is. And I think that should look pretty good. I want to distress these edges, just kind of have them blend in a little better. And then I'm just going to place a few of the foam squares behind the guy. I think I'm going to want to put another layer of foam squares on top of this one because I want to make sure that he sits up high enough over the clock. I want him to be higher than the stamped clock. So in order to do that, I need to put another layer of foam squares down, and then he'll be raised up higher. And then I want to keep in mind that I position him so he matches with where I painted his jacket on the paper bag. And yeah, I am really liking how this is coming together. I think it's turned out better than I thought. And it, I did not envision anything close to this when I first started. Like, I really had no idea what I was going to be creating. I didn't even know, that I was going to be using Tim Holtz's paper dolls or any of his ephemera or journal cards. I had no vision whatsoever other than I was going to create a background with these gel press plates. And yeah, see how everything kind of evolves. And I always try to show the entire process, and this is why, because I just think that this is what's so wonderful about just being able to take time and create. And it's just, it's the one thing that I find so relaxing and calming, and, I can de-stress. And I love doing these videos for that. I'm glad I'm starting to implement them into my daily schedule. Now I found out I can't publish videos every day because the editing takes a while to do, or I might run into trouble with it uploading, and it might take a whole day at times because something's funky with our internet. But yeah, I am doing the videos. I'm doing something in my studio every day, and if I don't have a video every day, I'm hoping to have one at least every other day. But I'm definitely loving how I'm setting time aside to go to the studio and create and just get really creative with everything and share it with all of you. Okay, so now I'm just taking some of I think it's the Faded Jeans Distress Oxide, and just distressing around the bag to give it more of a finished, polished look. And yeah, I like it. I mean, I think it's going to make a really cool little journal cover, and I might just add one other thing. You all know me. If you've seen my videos, I don't know when to stop. I never know when to stop. And I found out that I must get it from my mom, because she said the other day that she was working on some journals, and she has the same problem as me, where she just sits there and looks at it and looks at it and looks at it and thinks, I think I might need something more. So I totally blame her. But I did take a little bit of the Prima Bronze Age paste and put some of that around the black die cut of the clock, just to kind of age it a little bit. And I think what I'm going to do is I have this scrap piece of muslin that I stamped, and because I'm deciding to take and make a little booklet with this, I thought it'd be kind of cool to give kind of a tabbed effect on the side there. I thought it might make kind of a cool tab. So I'm going to go ahead and distress that and sew that down onto that right edge. Sometimes it's the small things that, you know, those little fine details that just really finish everything. And I felt that, you know, I have this illusion of this jacket coming down, and I thought I'd take some broken chain and kind of give, you know, you have the pocket watch that usually hangs down, or they have some sort of chain hanging down from their jacket. So I'm going to just put a little piece of that right on his jacket. And just add, that just adds like another element of texture and dimension to the page. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and call him good for now. I might still do something. We'll see. I'm going to move over onto this other paper bag and just kind of tie things up here. I'm going to be pretty simple with this. Maybe just some lace and a few of the paper dolls, and call this one good over here because I really like the way the background turned out on this, and I just, you know, I don't think it really needs that much. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to add a few of these and some trim, and this one will be good to go. Okay, so as I'm going through the paper dolls, I don't know, I just thought maybe I might, going back to this guy, try to see if I could find maybe a younger version of him. So like he went through time, he was a child, and now he's a grown man. And you know, the whole clocks and embrace the journey, it just seemed like it would kind of tie in. And I liked this boy here. I could just kind of have him sitting on the clock. And yes, I love it. And it just kind of helps fill that space where that arrow is. And I just think it kind of completes it. So yes, I love that. And I'm going to go with that. I really like the way that turned out. Okay, now over on to this other paper bag here. I have these really cool flowers here, and I'm thinking that I might use that just to kind of group everything there. Again, I like to group in threes, and then just apply some delicate lace in pink tones, and I might take my pen later on when I demonstrate my Arteza pens and actually draw some really loose circles going around those white ovals there, but I don't want to do that quite yet because I decided to make that a whole separate video. This one's already going to be close to an hour long, so I definitely won't have time to get into it. But this is just to give you an idea and just kind of, you know, come close to finishing it or giving it more of a finished look. And my main goal was just to show you how easy it is to create backgrounds using the gel plates. It's so quick and easy, and I love it because when you're working with mixed media and you create some of these backgrounds, sometimes it's hard to get backgrounds like that without everything turning into like a muddy mess. And as you can see, it just 2-3 runs with the gel press, and you have these beautiful layers that you wouldn't be able to get otherwise from the gel press plates. It's just so much fun, and I will definitely be doing more videos and some of my own background papers and scanning them and showing you different variations of how you can use those. So now I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do the layout of this other bag here. And while I'm playing around, I found this other piece of trim, and I think I might put that, sew that onto that piece that I have. Just, I think that gives it, you know, just another layer, another added effect. Again, I don't know when to stop. I'm always, as I go through things, ideas develop in my head, and then yeah, I can't stop myself. Okay, so I just added some more of the white crocheted lace there at the top. And really, I think that's all this needs at the moment. And again, I think I might take, I'm just kind of goofing around here, but I think I might take my black Arteza pens when I demonstrate those and do some loose circles around those white painted ovals, and then I think that'll be done. I mean, there's so many things that you could do with these backgrounds. Like, here's an example. My mom and I, when we were camping, we did these safety pin paper doll things in the little motor home, just kind of goofed around, took all our scraps, you know, that we had of lace and trim and everything, and we had some leftover beads, and we just created these little safety pin embellishments. And you could just, yeah, I mean, it was nothing. I just literally gathered scraps of trim and then ran it through the safety pin, put together a few beads, and look at, I mean, it's that simple. You could create beautiful cards, backgrounds for cards, tags. This is just to give you some ideas here, but so many different ways that you could, you know, create things with your gel press plates and the Carabelle texture plates. Just way too much fun. So anyway, this is my video for today, and stay tuned. I'll have another video that I'll be doing tonight, and I hope to have, you know, I'll have this one either launched. Well, I probably should have it launched tonight because I said Happy Valentine's Day. So if it uploads fast enough, you'll see it on Valentine's Day. If not, happy belated Valentine's Day, everyone. Oh, yeah, I gotta love my cable company. I don't know. It's, you know, it's like sometimes it uploads really fast, and then there's literally days, it takes me a day and a half to upload a 40-minute video. It's crazy, but let's hope it doesn't take that long. Anyway, I hope you all had a wonderful Valentine's, and I love you all. And if you have any questions about any of the gel press plates and the Carabelle texture plates, please feel free to leave me an email. Again, I will be contacting Sally Lynn to try to set up something so I can get these carried, so I can carry them at my shop and have them available to all of you. And the Carabelle texture plates, I'll be putting in another order, so yeah, if there's something you would like to see me order or something you're wanting, please get in touch with me and let me know, and I'll be sure to get that for you. Okay, so that is my video. I hope all of you learned a lot with me about gel press and how it works, and I plan on doing quite a few more videos because I just had way too much fun. But I would love to hear your comments about the gel press, what your thoughts were, and if any of you have used it and are making your own background papers. I would love to hear your comments. So thank you for all the amazing support as always. And yes, if you like this, you know, please let me know. If you are liking the videos, please subscribe. And thank you so much for watching.